This week we are going to cover the CSS box model and positioning of the boxes. And basically everything in your page can be viewed as a virtual box, and that is what the pages in the book and the lecture demo cover. So you definitely need to go through the book and the lecture demo first so that you basically understand in web development, the concept of a box and what CSS makes up a box. And that is what the lecture demo talks about. And there are all sorts of links to live examples where you can practice what you're learning as you're going through it. There's also a lot of examples in the lecture notes. In addition, you can click on page links and see the examples outside of the lecture notes, and that will allow you to right click and view the page source so you can actually see the code. Now, once you get done with this, then you're going to work on the textbook assignment. And this assignment is designed to teach you skills that you need to know about building the different types of box models. And there's basically a traditional and a flex box model that we are going to be working with. We'll also be learning about relative positioning versus absolute positioning. And to start with, there are files that you're going to need to download. And when you download them, make sure that you are in either Chrome or Opera or Firefox. You don't want to be in Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge because those browsers can change the content of the files. And when you download them, make sure you right click and use either Save Link As or Save Target As. When you see the save box, it should keep the name the same. So it should show the exact name that you see there. And so you're going to want to right click and save the pages and all the graphics and the CSS. And then the different exercises are going to have you open up the pages and make modifications. To start with, you're going to be creating a traditional box model page. So you're going to be opening up the farm page for editing, and you are going to be adding CSS to that. And then this is an example of what it'll look like, and you can kind of see there's an alignment problem, and then there's instructions on how to fix it. Once you finish the traditional box, you're going to move on to work with Flexbox. And so this tells you how to basically convert your page into a Flexbox page. And you're going to be doing the same thing on your assignment. Okay, so what you're learning in this textbook assignment is going to be used in the lab assignment as well. So the textbook assignment is where you are getting more direction on how to do it, and then you'll apply that knowledge in your lab. Okay, so this again is modifying that farm file. You're going to save it under another name and work with absolute positioning on this one. And then once you get to task 5, you're going to start working on the song snippet file, which is another Flexbox file. A lot of students find Flexbox difficult at first, but it's really not a difficult responsive format to use. Okay, so this will give you some additional practice using Flexbox, and then once you're done with that, you're going to want to transfer those pages. So after you complete the textbook assignment, then you can work on your lab assignment. And the lab assignment involves creating a traditional box model page and also creating a flex model page. And I have got examples of both. So this first one is traditional. Okay, and if you right click, you can view the source. And you're going to do something similar. And here's the CSS. You could actually click on it to view it here. And I'm also giving you a link to the CSS, a direct link right here. But the key for the traditional box is that we're using float left. Okay, so that's kind of how we're getting the boxes to display next to each other. And your display may look different because it's responsive. So as the size of the screen changes, the location of the boxes is also going to change. Once you finish that, you're going to work on a Flexbox model page. Now, the content of the page can be the same. The CSS is going to be different. Okay, and already you can see that it looks different. We have some boxes of different sizes because that is kind of what Flexbox does. And then you'll notice if we change the size of the page, we get a bunch of different sized boxes. Now in Flexbox, you can kind of control this by setting maximum and minimum widths. Okay, but basically it's going to adjust the size and reposition to try to fit everything in your screen. And I did include a link, direct link to the CSS for this as well. And for the CSS, you're really not going to be using float with this. What you are using is display flex and flex 1 for the boxes that are going to be different sized. So once you finish both of those pages, then you need to add the links to your assignment page. And so this would be your Lesson 6 textbook links. Here's an example of the code. Keep in mind if you name your pages differently than mine, or if you use different upper and lowercase, you have to match your folders and your files 100%. And then for the lab assignment, you're going to have 2 links. And again, this is an example of my code. Your code may look different if you didn't match my names 100%. Okay, so that is the assignment. If you run into any problems, make sure you transfer your pages and then throw me an email message and I will go out and look and I can help you fix it.